Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Shalom to the elect, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. This is Proverbs 6 and 6 verse. It gives you an example of things that are small, considered weak, that are really strong. So I'm going to give you a few examples of things that are considered weak, but they're really strong because of the work they can do and their end. This is Proverbs 6 and 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise, which having no guide or overseer or ruler, provideth her meat in the summer and gathereth her food in the harvest. Because, ants are programmed to build. Then they already have the instruction. So where we get our instruction from, we get our instruction from the scriptures. So we can build and do our perform our office. Study the ant. The ant it's small. Very easily they die, but they still have a consistent work ethic. All right, how long wilt thou sleep, thou sluggard? When will thou arise out of thy sleep? Yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands of sleep. So shall thy poverty come as one that travaileth, and thy want as an armed man. All right, so you got to work. You got to work for what you want. All right, there are very few people on this earth that are, just given things. You have to put the work in, meaning you have to do these videos. Trying to lose weight, you got to exercise. You got to think about what you eat. You got to fall out of love with food. All right. Let's look up sluggard. 6th verse. Consider her ways and be wise. An ant is always working. Now we can't work like an ant can, but the simile is ants are organized and they don't have a visible guide or overseer, right, because they're programmed already. So we get our programming from the scriptures, from our traditions, and from our leaders, our apostles. We got tazal, sluggish, lazy, slothful, indolent, wanting to avoid activity or exertion. So you do the opposite of that. So I'll put in antonym for indolent. So the opposite is active, busy, diligent, energetic, enthusiastic, hardworking, industrious, intent. All right. So that's the spirit it should be in everything that you do. Whether it's inside the truth, in the world, this is how you should be. It's how your mindset should be. All right. So Proverbs 30, Agur said, the words of Agur, Proverbs 30th chapter, is ant says, there be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. The conies are but feeble folk, yet make they their houses in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet go they forth all of them. Now they're programmed to be in order. So we get our order, from the scriptures, from the law, from the proverbs, prophets, and our traditions amongst ourselves. That's where we get our order from. So if we stick with that consistently, we can't fail. It says, the spider maketh hold with her hands and is in kings' houses. And so just because you may be, the size is insignificant, they can very easily die, but they're wise. They're all of these animals or insects are wise. All right. So the king is great. He has power to put you to death. Yet a spider can be in the king's house where a regular person can't be, because the spider's wise. All right. The spider's patient. Has many eyes. He can see. He has a technique, a method. All right. And through those devices, they can enter into a king's house. So there is a way. You just have to be diligent and research, do your own experiments and research, lawfully. All right. Because someone already searched it. That's what research means. And when you search, that means you're doing your own experiments and trying things. All right. Lawfully. All right. So we got 1 Corinthians 9 and start from 24. It says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. All right. So yeah, it's a competition. All right. So every man, well, that's another point that we're all going to win if we're of the elect, but you'll be winning by yourself. All right. Now you have a brotherhood by yourself, but means like most of the time you're going to be by yourself. You know what I mean? You're in your own head. You have your own thoughts. All right. So you're fighting your own demons. So you have to run that race alone, mentally in your mind, but in the physical body, every week or every few days, you're around a brother, at least once a week. So, and you have, chats, you can talk and text through the technology, if you're feeling weak or got a question. All right. So we're running a race to obtain. All right. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. All right, so we're all running a race. We're all running a race, and we're all going to win, but we're going to win, individually. Temperate. Ekratuamai, to be self-controlled, continent, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperately. So you have to self-control. You're gonna get the things you need and require by exhibiting self-control. Moderate or self-restrained, not extreme in opinion statement. Moderate as regards indulgence, appetite of passion, especially in the house of alcoholic liquors. Not excessive in degree as things quality. Let's see what the word goes back from. Temper. All right. Temper. Exercise restraint, control comes from temper. A particular state of mind. Point of view, perspective, outlook, inclination, attitude, humor, frame of mind. Divided or proportion duly. Divide or proportion. Proportion. Derivative of. It's not really giving you more. So have a particular frame of mind. Calm disposition or state of mind. Heat of mind, passion shown in outbursts of anger, restraintment. That's not. Habit of mind, especially with the respect of irritability or patient outbursts of anger alike. All right. Point of view, perspective, outlook, inclination, attitude, humor, frame. All right. So your temper it seems like it's in a center. So your temper could go either way. Like similar to morality. Morality is in the center, and then you choose, which way your temper goes and which way your morality goes. What could be considered good, bad, anger, calm, proportion, a share, a part of a whole. All right, part of a whole. To be self-controlled, continent. Let's see what it goes back to. power, mastering, controlling, curbing, restraint, self-control. Power, all right, kratos. We got egkratos, egkrates. We got ekratuami, ekratuamai, ekratu. Meaning having power. Power over possessing something. All right. So self-control. So you have power over what? Your actions and your thoughts, even when you fight them. So when evil thoughts come in, you have the power to control your thoughts, so your body won't affect the evil thoughts that you're thinking. So you trap those evil thoughts within your head, and then you fight those evil thoughts. All right. So your thoughts won't affect your physical acts negatively. And when you really have control, your physical thoughts that are righteous, you exercise with your body. All right. So you have power over your body, power over your thoughts. That's what it goes back to. Power over your body, power over your thoughts. And the temper that you have is a temper to do what you want with your body based upon the righteous thoughts of your mind. That's ultimately. All right. And that's how you win. And sometimes your body is weak, and sometimes your body is strong. You know, so sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All right. But the more you think, the more you're and pray, you know, and practice, the better you will become. All right. Let's move on to 2 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, a thorn in the flesh. All right. Now, when you look up thorn, it tells you about Paul may have had a sickness. It doesn't say exactly. It says, unless I should be exalted above measure, 2 Corinthians 12:7, through abundance of revelations. I mean, he had a lot of visions. Paul was wise. He was made wise through Yahweh's Holy Spirit. There was given to me a thorn of the flesh, a messenger of Satan, to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. Yeah, so though Paul knew a lot, you know, let's say he had a sickness. Paul couldn't get rid of that sickness. Even if he could help other people get rid of the sickness. He did the same thing. Didn't work. So how wise was Paul really? Not wise at all, and relatively speaking, you know, because if he was truly wise, he would have been able to got rid of that infirmity. So that's how the Lord Yahweh kept Paul, you know, in a humble position, even though he was wise. So you got power to help others in a certain way, but you can't help yourself. All right, because that was the messenger of Satan. They buffeted him. Let's look at buffet real quick. We had Calizo, Calafizo, to strike with the fist. 1, maltreat, to blow with the fist violently. All right, so let's say it was a sickness. You know, it was beating him up. It was hurting him. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me, unless I should be exalted above measure. So that messenger Satan buffeted him, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. All right. This is giving messenger of Satan a thorn lest I should be exalted above measure. It's 46, 47. I think I have that up already. Scallops. Or scallops. Splinter. It says it down here somewhere. A prick, a bodily annoyance or disability. Something in his body. It was annoying them that Paul couldn't get rid of, even though he was wise. You think a wise man would be able to get rid of it, but he couldn't get rid of it. So whatever he tried was ineffective, and he kept falling back into whatever it was. All right. It says, or might have won away and then came back. Messenger of Satan. Yeah, Satan don't stick around all the time, but he always comes back. Appears to indicate some constant bodily ailment or infirmity, which even when Paul had been caught up in a trance in the third heaven, sternly admonished him that he still dwell in a frail mortal body. All right. It says, and he said unto me, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I will rather glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. All right. So being humble, let's say through sickness, and it made it an annoyance, not like he was on his deathbed every day, but it was annoying because it kept coming back, or it was there. It's very small, a prick, a splinter. So it makes sense for it to be, a minor illness that resurfaces, like some STIs or STDs that resurface. All right, that you can deal with most of the time, but they resurface. Just using that as an example. All right, or like a cold. You might get a cold and it's annoying, but it's it's manageable. All right, it's made perfect through weakness. And weakness, G769. We got asthenia, want of strength, weakness, infirmities, feebleness, health or sick. Feebleness of health. I mean a weak. Want of strength, capacity, requisite. All right, so when you look up infirmities is G769 and weakness is G769. All right, so Paul was made humble and was able to receive his wisdom because he had those weaknesses or that weakness. All right, so that was the requisite, or that was the thing that must be done in order for him to get those benefits, or that wisdom. All right, so that's why Paul was glory in my infirmities, that the power of Mashiach may rest upon me. And this may be hard to digest, dunamis, inherent power residing in a thing by virtue of nature, or which a person or thing exerts to put forth. Strength, power, ability. Power, moral power, excellence of soul. Power for performing miracles. Ability, and ability to teach, ability to heal the sick, ability to persuade, miraculous power, ability to convince the gangsters, and to not have a equal to your wisdom. All right, 'cause our wisdom is superior to all wisdom on this earth. All right, so those sicknesses, let's say they're sicknesses, the thorn, the prick, all right, allowed him to have power with Yahushua. All right, meaning have those gifts that he could teach the ministry or preach Yahushua's ministry, and have those spiritual powers and that wisdom. All right, so we gotta have those infirmities. So that's glory in them. All right, hope you edified. Shalom.